Hi, sorry, I'm trying to multitasking here.
Oh, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So, I just want to give you a little intro. Hi, everyone. I'm here with who I think is the greatest artist of all time, the greatest
Oh my
vocalist, the
gosh.
greatest songwriter, who has the greatest discography in music history. We are celebrating Butterfly 25 Minutes. And Mariah, I don't know if you remember, but last time we saw each other on Zoom, I was having you rank your songs for a BuzzFeed video. I
Right.
wanted to include some more obscure moments like Slipping Away, Candy Bling, So Def remixes. But, we were told
Yes.
to go for a more mainstream approach, since you have so many number ones.
Naturally. Who hasn't been told to go for a more mainstream approach several
And then I
times?
was kind of talking about Hero. I was like, girl, I know you shade Hero all the time. We love Hero, but we had a laugh about that.
I don't mean to shade it. I don't mean to shade it. It was just that it represented for a minute to me. By the way, are we is everyone
Yes,
hearing
everyone's
this right
here.
now?
We're going to talk. We're going to take fan questions.
Hi guys. Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just felt the need to say hi.
Yes, we love when you say hi with a high note.
Well, actually, can you name? I want to know who can name the record that just starts with,
Let's see.
and then it goes into a different beat, and then it goes into a different
Hold on.
thing.
I'm like technologically not right with all this Twitter spaces.
All right. Well, we don't have
Just
to
tweet me that
make that.
response if you know that trivia moment.
Yeah.
Um,
Trivia.
so I'm going to just ask
Oh,
you some questions. We're going to celebrate Butterfly 25, and then we'll take some
yes.
fan
Yes.
questions.
Oh, but just to finish the Hero thing, I love Hero. I don't, of course, I'm always going to perform it. I'm very thankful for that song. But it's just that at a certain point in time, people only wanted me to do songs that they felt were mainstream and could potentially be what they felt was, Hero, meaning like a right straight down the middle song, simplistic, with a message or whatever. I don't know what they
Of
thought, but I
course.
just yeah, I love it still, and I may or may not be performing it soon. But like,
Oh,
it's a thing. I'm grateful for this song, and I love mixing it up, doing different things. Anyway, but yay, Butterfly 25 minutes. Looking forward.
yes. So I just want to say we're not going to do any lame questions like, what's it like, are you a diva? We're going to stay away from that. I'm
Oh
a
my
true
gosh.
fan. We're not going to do any lame shit. I'm going to ask questions that the fans want to know, and I'm
All
going to let
right.
the fans speak. So just want to make sure that's clear.
I'm
Speaking of
clear.
Hero, what do you think is better, Hero 95 at MSG or Hero 96 in Tokyo? What do you prefer? I always wondered this.
Hmm. I like some parts of Hero 95 at MSG, but the Tokyo Dome moments, it's interesting. I was just reliving that. Actually, my favorite part of the Tokyo Dome, not to segue, is the Anytime You Need a Friend ending. And I kind of love that ensemble as well. Can't say I love the hair, but it's okay. It's good for the time that it was. Although it could have been better. Whatever. We love everybody, but I'm just saying I'm gonna go with Tokyo Dome.
Yes. Well, so this actually segues into Butterfly 25. Um, I think the Daydream Tour is one of the, most paramount displays of vocal talent in history. And I think you were singing your ass off on that tour every single night. And I
Thank
think
you.
that tour led to this inimitable tone that was on the Butterfly album when you recorded it in January 97. Um, can you talk a little bit about the vocal style of Butterfly and maybe if you ever correlated the two between the Daydream tour?
I don't even know. Do you? Because please school me if anybody knows. How long, how many dates did I even do on the Daydream tour? I mean, like at that point, I wasn't really allowed to leave the house that much. So I'm, trying to recollect that part, but Butterflies is its own entity, honestly. It was just it was just the core and the essence of everything I was going through at the time, and it was just like, it was, I mean, I had the time to be in the studio, but it was, in retrospect, and upon listening to this new re-release, which, by the way, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody that's listening, for just all the beautiful tributes and everything that I've been able, like, it's hard for me to get those moments, because to be able to absorb that love, and I really need to do that for myself more and for you guys more, because I have to say, I was literally crying like less than 10 minutes ago. Then I had to go get my other phone, find this, do that, go downstairs, give Roro some manuka honey because we thought was bothering her, but she's okay. And like, it's so many hats that I'm wearing, but the main thing I just want everybody to know that is supporting this butterfly 25 moment, 25 minutes. I mean, it's so long, the 25 minutes. But but I just want to say, you the choice of close my eyes, and I just wrote this, but like that choice and then seeing the love was just, it made me extremely emotional. Yes, I did sleep since last night, so whatever, but I woke up like, oh, is it 3 in the afternoon? My typical wake up. What I'm just saying is thank you, because people who shall remain nameless don't even know that song and call themselves like they're part of my life. And that's whatever. So, I want to keep it festive and happy and celebratory, because I couldn't be more thankful. But
Yes.
really, in response to your exact question, I don't think anything but my actual life went into what the Butterfly album, my album Butterfly, actually meant to me. And it was all personal. I mean, some of it was like, it's ironic. Like, Breakdown was written before the supposed breakdown, which never was. But it was just a concept. And then as the album progressed, I started really going in terms of the emotional place I was coming from and what was really going on in my actual life. So
Yeah.
that's why I have to choose this. I love The Emancipation of Mimi. I'm not saying one is a better album than the other, and I'm only picking those two because people do that. But Butterfly was a pivotal moment in every way for me. So when I listen to the acapella, by the way, I do, you guys like the new tracks like that we're having on this, the one with Brandy the Roof, obviously. And by the way, I love Brandy. Brandy is I just live for her, but her tone and everything just, I don't know. Somebody let her know how much love I'm giving her, because she thought that I had left her off the re-release, and I'm like, darling, no, we just didn't mention it because we wanted to surprise people. So we're gonna do another collabo. Angel in Disguise is one of my favorite records ever. Anyway, I'm on a Brandy tangent. She knows I love her.
No, we
We have
love
mutual
Brandy.
love for each other. But so I'm just saying, back to the Butterfly re-release that we're celebrating of the 25 minutes of, is
Yes.
that like, it's, oh my gosh, like listening to the acapellas later. First of all, there's a lot that had to go into, all the new the remastering of it all, and like for the acapellas and the Dolby access stuff, all of that requires a lot of work just to make these mixes. I just, have to thank everybody that helped make that happen. But because I was like, I need to recreate, because these are my mixes that I did back in the day when I did Butterfly. So I was actually there, sitting there, um, doing the sorry, it is very early for me. I know it's almost 12 where I am, but it's very early for me. I was there mixing with the engineer Dana John Chappelle at that time. And we were just like, every little part mattered to me. That's why I love that these acapellas are on this re-release. So anyway, thank you everybody for like commenting on that and all the things.
Yeah, and I think with the acapellas, it's important because we've been listening to them in not their best
And not
quality on
exactly.
YouTube, so now we have them to stream and to enjoy at the utmost quality. I also was listening to your Rolling Stone interview where you talked about Outside, and I thought it was a really good point where it's almost like a song like Outside and Close My Eyes, like you said. These are songs where the person who loves All I Want for Christmas Is You, we love that, but they're the Lamely we got each other where we know these types of specific songs and we have that
Exactly.
connection.
Yeah.
Um, Especially LGBTQ Lamely, those songs have helped us in some of our darkest times. But we want to celebrate the moment. I'm going to start taking fan questions, if that's okay.
Yes, please do.
We're really excited for this. Oh my god!
Listen,
This is my
I'm
first Twitter
thankful for
Space.
this. Yes, I've been wanting to do this all week, by the way, and then because last night was the Chopard event,
Yes, those
and
photos were amazing.
yay, thank you. And you know what? I just want everybody to. Well, I'm not going to go into it, but it all happened in a very. It was it happened in an auspicious way. This wasn't it was planned at the last minute, but not like we've been talking about this collabo for 2 years. So it's just like I don't know. It's just exciting for me,
No,
and
of course.
that they happen at the same time. So
Oh, I
that's
just invited
yeah.
someone.
Okay, I'll stop talking and wait
Hey,
for.
Vision of Bliss, are you there?
I am. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Ryan, for picking me. And
Of
Mariah,
course.
thank you so much for this opportunity just to speak with the lambs. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with the lambs, every lamb that's on here. How are you?
I'm amazing, to say the least, and just ecstatic and so thankful for you and all that you continue to do, and all the ways that you just bless us with your artistry, your songwriting, everything. Just releasing the special, live performances. I mean, the list is endless, and I'm just sort of speechless at
No,
this moment. So
yeah.
I apologize. um,
No, no apologies, please. Listen, and because that's something I forgot to mention, were the live performances that anyway, just a sidebar. After the event last night, a couple people came over to my lair, and we were listening to Butterfly 25 minutes. And for those people that didn't necessarily know the album as well as we know it, I'm saying we because we are Lamely. um it was cute to see the responses, like how people's vibes were to certain songs. We weren't sitting there specifically listening. Most people, they talk, do whatever, blah blah blah. But I have to say, I'm living for the remixes. How are you guys liking that? Like, does anyone want to answer that question of mine? Am I allowed to ask a question? May
Of
I?
course, you're Mariah fucking Carey. Are you kidding? Hold on, I'm gonna just start inviting people to talk.
Okay.
Um, we love the remixes, though. Every remix.
Oh my God. Hi,
it's
Mariah.
Hi,
Oh, I love you
darling.
so much. All right. Well, happy Butterfly 25 minutes. Just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you, thank you, thank
So, I
you.
had a quick question about this supposed new album that you may or may not be working on. Um,
Uh-huh.
so can we expect something of the genre, maybe jazz, coming from you?
Hmm. Whatever do you mean?
I don't know, maybe like I don't know, a jazz track,
No,
maybe a
I'm playing.
little a
I'm playing.
little
I'm playing.
piano moment. I don't know.
No. Yeah, I don't want to give away the whole thing because that's first of all, I'm not actually working on a specific album. The project, the Butterfly Lounge, came to be because honestly, we were here in New York. Me and the kids were here in New York for since the beginning of COVID in 2020,
Mm.
and I did not leave the house, leave the apartment once. I didn't actually. I did in the middle of the night walk with Christopher Buckle to his apartment because I was like, I haven't been anywhere, but it was literally 3 in the morning. So I'm like, okay, then I was like, I need to make music. I need to write. And we did some of those performances from the house and the apartment, whatever. And then I had to do my audiobook. Like there was so much going on, but I was just really, really preserving my voice and had a chance to not to say, oh, yay for the situation, but for me specifically, I wanted to create. I just can't like exist doing nothing, and
I
so
totally
I
get it.
yeah, and that's why I went to got the we created the Butterfly Lounge, which was essentially a studio slash is and was essentially a studio slash place where we can create live music and vibe with it. You're going to get a glimpse of that very soon because there's a bit of the video, and I know if whoever watched Masterclass maybe has a little bit of an idea,
Just a tease. Just a
just
tease.
just a little taste, but that's the but that's yeah, so that's the project, and it's going, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with it. I've had like a bunch of meetings with great people about it. I'm not sure where it is, what it is, how it ends up, but there are songs that can either
Mm,
be for an album. There are, it's like a
mm.
jam session. So everybody was located in Atlanta. That was my band basically, and then we met, I met some new players and new people and stuff.
Sounds like the vibes were there, and it just happened.
It was a live moment, the vibes were there, and it just happened.
I'm
All
thinking
right.
like an Apple moment where we get to see it streaming and then we can listen to it, kind of like the first Christmas special.
Quality all around, I expect.
Well, here, thank you. Well, see, yeah, I don't know what moment it is, but this is a moment. I have 177 hours of footage of me creating music.
Release it all.
Ooh.
No, 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 baby, no, no, no. I've got to do it myself. So I'm putting it. I'll sift through it and see. But it's really interesting.
INDEPENDENT.
No, so it's a, I'm not sure exactly. I think it's several things in one, and that's why I can't specifically define it at the moment, but it's a thing.
Okay. Well, I thank you for that response. I really appreciate that. Also, I love you again. Thank you so much, Mariah.
Thank you,
You're
Jordan.
so welcome. Thank you.
Speaking of the Butterfly Lounge, Mariah, one thing that a lot of lambs, we love that you've said this has been such a great time for your voice. I mean, you're the greatest vocalist of all time. So you
You're
saying that
so
you're
sweet.
recovering your voice and it's been great for you. I was wondering, what do you think is the strongest in the Butterfly Lounge? Is it belts, whistles, low tones? Any insight into that? Because I've always been fascinated with your voice.
Thank you. And thank you for everything you just said. I'm not claiming that because heavens to Betsy, if someone else says something and then they say I said it, so we
Well,
won't be
I'll say
doing that.
this: no one can do what you do with your voice.
I love and appreciate you so much for that, really. And yes, I had some like vocal rest time, and also it's a lot to do with the stress because it's hard for anybody to know that um the business side of things that I do, meaning like I have had to become super involved in the business end of it, and which is boring, but I know how to do it because I freaking grew up in this industry and was around during the backroom conversations that happen to occur and still obviously occur. And I'm really not going to go on a tangent, but I just want you guys to know that I want to make this new album and I want to make it great, and like people are helping, but some of them more than others.
But
You're
with the
like,
butter,
what in the Sam Hill did that mean?
no,
But
because we know you're a tangent girl. We know you're
no,
a
no, I'm
tangent
a
girl.
tangent
But
girl, but there's a specific thing happening right now
no, I know. But I
that's
want to know
pissing me
about the
off.
voice
No, it's pissing
because
me off because it's making me use my voice
ah,
rather than just be on vocal rest and get ready for shows and get redy to, sing for the whatever. So calming down. I'll just say I would prefer if business people would just not play games from 1901. Anyway, the the vocal thing with the Butterfly Lounge was literally like rediscovering my voice, like being back in the freaking woodshed, if anybody knows that
we
reference.
know the demo. Yes.
The demo, yes, the demo era, but it was that new to me and that clear and strong and everything. And then you can't, we're out of that time period now, but it was just such an eye-opening thing to be like, listen, you guys, I have to have 2 days of vocal rest before you expect me to do something as good as I can possibly do it. You know what I mean? But that's not always the situation and hasn't always been the situation. But anyway, you can expect all parts of it. You can expect all of the things, the
Like belts,
belts.
whistles.
Yes.
Oh, I
Belts,
love
whistles,
that.
bells and whistles.
Multi-layered.
Multi-layers, layering. There's a lot of layering.
My favorite.
And there's a lot of those things that, we're talking about with Butterfly 25, that back then, when that this is what I think the essence of what I'm trying to say is that with all the other stuff, we're going to just put that to the side, the 1901 comment. But like in terms of just vocally and the Butterfly Lounge and this particular point of my life, is that I didn't have the stress of having to do anything but wake up, sing, go to sleep, wake up, sing, if you will. So it really, and writing the whole time. And so we decided to just document it. And it's not like super glamorous. It's not giving you, oh, look at like what I'm doing today with my ensemble. It
It
really
sounds
is
very cathartic, honestly.
completely,
Yeah.
completely.
And if you need to add me to those meetings where they're trying to get you to talk, please do, and I will advocate for you because we're not going to be having you hurt your voice. We won't allow
Thank
that.
you.
We're going to
Thank
have another
you.
question from Andrew, I think. Andrew, are you there?
Andrew, are you there?
Andrew?
Hey Ryan. Oh my God. Thank you so
Hey.
much. Mariah. Hi. I am
Hi.
just, and sorry if there's a little noise. I'm out to lunch with my friends. I was like, guys, I might get to talk to Mariah. Everybody shut up. Um,
Oh
I,
my gosh. Wait, are you eating lunch
we're
somewhere
literally,
good?
we're at Rosemary's in the corner of 20th and First. It's
Oh
cute. It's
God.
cute. Thank you for everything. First and foremost, I always said I would say that when I got to talk to you.
Of
I
course.
wanted to ask you about remixes from the Butterfly album because honestly, the first time I ever saw you, we won't say how old I was, but it was 25 minutes ago, and I was
Right.
watching Divas to see Aretha Franklin, and there you were, and I
Uh-huh.
saw you come out and sing Chain of Fools with her, and I was like, I don't know her, but I need to because she's singing with Aretha Franklin, so she's got to be amazing. Nobody gets to sing with Aretha Franklin. And I got this
I live for your use of I don't know her casually, but
exa-
anyway, I don't know
the
what you
most
mean.
the
Go
most
ahead.
casual way to incorporate that possible. Um,
Loved it. Caught it. Got it. Love it.
um,
Okay. Don't know what it means.
and
Still don't know.
no idea, not a clue. And I got the
Clueless.
CD, and I used to listen to the CD, and so My All was the first song of yours I ever heard, and I listened to that incessantly as you break into the remix at the end, which I loved, and that was how I became a fan of that genre of music. And when I got the
Oh
Butterfly
wow.
CD, I was like, My All ended, and I was like, wait a minute, where's my dance part? Where's my dance moment? I need my moment. And I
Right.
finally, and then I got into the singles and started finding them and all that. But so I really wanted to know which of the remixes that you worked on Butterfly was your favorite to work on with, because I think they were all with David, if I'm recalling correctly. Like which of your
Like initial, like back
back then,
then.
yes, back then, which was the new one is really really cool too. But which of the ones when you were back in there was your favorite to work on with him and to reconstruct the vocals and rearrange it and figure out how you were going to re-sing it? Because those are it's one of my favorite things about your music is that you do that. And I love every now and then I'll find another artist who does, like, even David did a remix with Aretha Franklin once and she re-sang vocals, which is like the wildest thing to me. But
Which is major because she didn't do that.
right,
She would be
three
like,
takes.
okay, I already sang this.
Mm-hmm.
I have already sang this part. You've got it.
I love your Aretha so much.
No, I truly, truly loved her. And she just, I don't know. She one time said to me, you see, Mariah, the thing with these new girls is that the manners, they don't have them. You've always had the manners. And the thing is, how can you not give her props for literally inspiring every singer, whether they know it or not?
Exactly.
Like every singer is inspired by Aretha Franklin, whether they know it or not. So
Exactly.
sorry for the
I
tangent.
Oh,
feel like
please.
that about you today.
Yeah, I
Like, how
mean,
can you not thank Mariah Carey? She taught you how to sing.
it's
No,
he's
I
he's right.
love you for that, but I would never put myself in that category. But like the thing is that it was a moment, just knowing her and just like I don't know, it's so sad just that she's not here. But I feel like you know what, being the queen that she was and will always be, she kind of like, when she was done with it. And like, she was a woman of God. She was very spiritual. And I just believe that. I mean, I really, when I'm like, oh, they'll live on through their music, and people will be, try to think, oh, ha ha ha, Mariah Carey, oh, now you've said it, they'll live on through their music. No, but they actually do for me, because people that have passed away that I loved and still do love and still listen to their music, like they are still here with me. That music that they created is their spirit, and that's what I feel. But in terms of the remixes, look, I would tell anybody I was working with, and always David, like, this is inclusive of every time I ever re-sang something. It's basically rewriting it. Do you know what I mean? Because I would say, look, you do what you feel is going to really work for the clubs, and I will rewrite and re-sing this on top of it, because you can't take a song like Honey, for example, and then expect it to be the same as the very kind of major feeling of the original. You know what I mean? It's totally different. But I love what David did with the new one. Love that so much.
Amazing.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank you,
Andrew.
Mariah. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to take some questions from Twitter now.
Okay.
A lot of people want to know about the Stay a While remix. So any type of background you have on that, that's a fan favorite.
The Stay a While remix. I'm so glad it's a fan favorite. Can you is there a specific question so I can not go on for hours, because I
Just
could
how that
go.
came about.
Oh, well, I loved loose ends, right? And that's the loop that the song originally came from. It's a R&B band out of the UK. Um, that never crossed over, because when they were putting record, I mean, they crossed over in my world because I was, growing up and listening to the radio and listening to the stations that would play that type of record. But they didn't, it wasn't like now where you just, every genre is kind of like out there anyway. So I was like, JD, I don't even know if I'm not going to say he did or didn't know the song. Debatable. That's debatable. But I, suggested that we do that we use that loop, that sample, and then just re-sang it on top of it. And I don't know. I love that version as well. And yes, Lord Tariq and Peter Guns, we love you guys still. I mean, that was back then, and life is different for everyone. And that was like 23 minutes ago that happened. But I mean, no, it was just the moment. It was the moment, and that's why I also love the video, because there was that song, My All itself, even the original, was my truth at the moment, lyrically, melodically, the whole way that it came to be. So doing the remixes, especially back then, especially that type of a remix, like, are we speaking about the My All Stay? Yes, we are. My All Stay a While. That was my heart. Like, I lived for that song. And I have a picture of me and JD on the wall in my butterfly lounge, where it's just us, like, sitting on that couch laughing. And I don't know, it was like it was a party. That video was a party. I mean, remaking that song with Stay a While, one of my all-time favorite loops, was a moment. And then we had the other remixes, as we discussed, where it breaks into the dance remix, the dancing part,
And
darling.
the So Def remix. I mean, I never knew all of the different parts that were sampled, and just speaks to what a creative genius you are. I had no clue that there were all these different
Thank
parts
you.
from Biggie, and that's my favorite remix of yours, especially when
Oh,
you
what you
like
mean for Honey? You mean on
for
Honey?
Honey. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah. No,
yeah,
it's
the
okay.
Honey So Def remix where you
Yes.
literally go the fuck off at the end of that song. Like
Oh my
that is
gosh.
my
And the
song.
key is higher. And the
Yeah,
key is higher. I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget
yes.
that session, because we had to get it done really quickly. And I think there was this is how funny it is. Okay, so it was, quote, not, I don't even know how to say it. It just wasn't hip hop enough for the hip hop stations, the original, and it wasn't pop enough for the pop station. So I was like, with the quickness, let's do the remix. Come on. And so we did that, and it became um it became the Honey remix that I actually love the best. I love that. I love that because it's the Jackson 5 loop is from the Benjamins, during Biggie section goes into that loop from the Jackson 5. And that's when I was like that part, because that is very like my vibe in terms of the chords, and so we went in, re-sang it, redid the all the background vocals and stuff, and I'll never forget that day. I wish I were like other people who had like a camera following them for these moments and these things, because I don't have all of that footage, but it exists somewhere.
Yeah.
JD's good with that.
Well,
But I
well,
mean,
later I'm going to give you some homework because we have a lot of footage that we need. I'm going to give that to you later because we
oh,
know that.
okay.
Yes,
Homework, I love it.
I'm going to
Because
give
I
you
have nothing
homework.
else going on.
No,
Just
but we
kidding.
love you too much to let that go to waste.
No, we
But
can't. No, I promise you it will not go to waste. And I promise you that there is a way bigger idea that's happening. It is actually happening. I just don't want to like talk about it too much like the actual moment that it comes, because people get, they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, no. So I'll just say it now. Basically, we would love if you went into your vault, Rainbow Tour footage, Rotterdam 96 footage, Milan 2000 footage, Charm Bracelet footage. We know there were cameras there. If you could make that happen for us, it would be huge because we've been, yearning for that footage and that content because we live for it. So that I wanted to make sure I said.
No,
Let's
thank you.
lead
No,
into the.
but listen, that all that stuff is so important to me. And then, a lot of it, this is the way the world works, and it's unfortunate, but when other people take the footage, they own it. So to do another project, I have to,
License
there's,
it. Yeah.
access it and then pay for it and whatever. But this is extremely important to me, because it's my life's work and
Yeah.
journey. You know
And
what I
we
mean?
have to understand as fans, we will listen to something that's from, 2000 with the worst quality, people screaming in the background just to hear your voice. So to ever get that in HD would be huge to us. I'm going to take another. I don't want to talk too much. My boyfriend told me, he's like, don't be weird. I'm like, I'm
You're
trying.
not weird at all. Come, who's your
Mariah fucking.
hi to your boyfriend?
All right. I'm going to add another speaker for a fan question. Amorphous, are you there?
Hi,
We
Mariah.
love that.
It's Amorphous. I just wanted to say
Hi, Amorphous.
hi. Oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful moment. I just wanted to say thank you so much having me be part of celebrating Butterfly 25 minutes. This is such an honor to be speaking to you right now.
Oh, listen, I love, 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 love what you did. And I'm sorry that I didn't fully reach out until right now. But
It's okay.
it's been a few things happening that I can't get into it. But yeah, it's been a lot. But honestly, when we were listening to it where are you right now? You're not in New York, are you?
Unfortunately, no, I'm in Los Angeles right now.
Okay. Well, anyway, people were listening to it last night in New York and loving it. So,
Thank
yay
you.
you, and thank you for not also I want to tell you this. A comment that was made about your remix specifically was that you didn't do weird stuff to the vocal,
Mm,
and and people were loving that. That was a comment that was actually we had that was a moment with the discussion of the people that were listening to the record.
right.
They were just like, typically they just do whatever, and to make it current, but you didn't have to, because you already are.
Thank
That's
you.
the
That
good
means so
thing.
much. I mean, I feel like Butterfly is such an amazing, and I know just from, what you've talked about publicly, how personal of a record that is. So for me, I didn't want to, I mean, it's Mariah Carey, darling. You don't got to do much to the vocals anyway to begin with. So it's a blessing and an honor to be able to be part of this, and I'm just very, very grateful. I don't want to cry on this Twitter space, so I am
No
going
pun
to,
intended.
right?
Yes.
I am going to allow some other Lamley to get up here, but I just wanted to give you your flowers and again say thank you. So you have a beautiful and wonderful day.
And thank you, and
Thank you.
thank you for everything, everything.
Yeah.
And
Bye.
bless you.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna add another lamb. Okay. Snoopily Fox, are you there? Anyone home?
Snoopily, what are you doing, Snoopily?
Okay, I'll ask someone else. How crazy! This is my first Twitter space ever. I'm with Mariah fucking Carey. I mean, like, what is life?
I
I
live
had
for
no time to
you.
prepare for this, Mariah, but this is how embarrassing I am. I keep a
No, we did
note
this so
doc.
last minute, just so everybody listening
No,
realizes.
but I keep a doc on my phone if I were to ever meet you, what I would ask you. So I had questions ready.
No, listen, I'm good. I mean, I we can totally do this and should do this again. I just,
Yeah.
again, like I woke up after last night's moments that I wasn't even really, I don't know how to explain it. I wasn't even really able to take everything in terms of like this re-release with added, the new stuff and everything, which is some of it's new, like the whole
Oh
roof,
my
the roof,
god.
the new version is completely redone. That is an entirely new record.
It's
Like
gorgeous.
we resampled it. I resang everything on it.
And
Um
I think with Brandy, a lot of your ad libs you do almost blend together where I'm like, who was that? Like, was that
I
Mariah
know.
or
No,
Brandy?
it's very true. And see, I wish Brandy would someone would like let Brandy know to join because we just had the best time. Like, and she knows that I love her tone, and her background vocal stacking and all the things she does. I really do love her work.
Yeah.
So she was just down the street filming a movie, and that's why it ended up that way. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That she came in and we just did backgrounds and kind of like whatever, but we are planning on doing an actual like new song together. So
I,
Yes.
I think
yeah,
her
Oh my
melisma
god.
is kind of like the daughter of you and Whitney, like the way she does runs, and it's
she's
just it's
amazing.
impeccable. But I'll stop talking. Did someone
Oh
have a
my
question?
gosh. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to interrupt, but Mariah, I need to ask you this question. Also, I love you because who on this space doesn't? Um, okay, so this is a little off topic. I know that the conversation is butterfly, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for making the Me I Am Mariah record. Like,
Thank
that was the
you.
very first album of yours I listened to. It's still my favorite and many other people's favorite for so many reasons. Like, first of all, you were singing your butt off on that album. Like,
Mhm.
I could go on and on about how perfect like every single song on that album is, but I want to know, what are your three favorite songs on the Elusive Shantus?
Oh, I love that question.
Mm. Wow. Okay. One of them would be Faded,
Yes. Oh my god.
and Heavenly.
Yes, Heavenly. Oh my god. Fly Like a Bird's Daughter.
But you know what's interesting with Heavenly is that the beginning of it, if you listen to it, we looked for that sample. I believe it's the Reverend James Cleveland when he
Mhm.
says what he says at the top of that record. Can anybody give me the quote?
Be
Oh
still.
crap.
Can anybody play it in the background?
I know.
Folks will, etc., etc., etc. And then the be still, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it
Be
was just
Still.
we just went into that. We just went in, and then
The
yeah, it
key
mattered to
changes.
me. Like the Mary Mary version of I Just Can't Give Up Now clearly was the inspiration for it, but I wanted mine to be different. So I spent a bit of time, like kind of going in at the end when we used
Oh my
another
god.
sample for the, I don't believe he's brought me this far. Like those moments, like
Mhm.
it was a lot of work because with all those vocals, that stuff takes time to layer and kind of like segue in and out of. But I
Oh
love that one. And Cry.
yes, Cry. Oh my god. Yeah,
Cry.
Cry
that
your SAT word shit.
Cry is so incredible. Mariah, every single song on that album, like, okay, I have to say, I always say, if I don't hear Make It Look Good live before I die, I will be so, so depressed.
But
Oh my gosh, is LaRon feeding you that question? Just
no,
kidding. Just kidding.
no. But I
JK.
know she lives for that album, and we've had like
No, Make It
conversations.
Look Good is and always was like a mutual favorite of ours. And of course the fact that the wonderful, exceptionally freaking brilliant Steveland Wonder
Yeah,
is playing harmonica on it
and saying your name like
in
with the
within the
harmonic.
harmonica. I know it's just, I mean, he's just my all-time favorite, with the Aretha and many more, but I mean Stevie in the everybody knows, like, it's just the whole thing. It's just like we can't even describe it. It's otherworldly.
Yes, but we need a performance. That song
We do, and
is
dedicated.
ah dedicated. The nostalgia.
The
Yeah.
nostalgia, honestly, I should do Dedicated over because it really is what I'm doing.
Oh
Oh,
my
please
gosh.
do,
Well, see, the
please do.
Butterfly Lounge, the great thing about it is that you can remake. I don't know if you guys, who has heard the new We Belong Together, but the long
Oh my
version.
god.
Yes,
Yes,
That's
the
the Butterfly
and
extended.
Lounge. That's what we
7
do there.
minutes.
We just do it. How many?
7 minutes, I think, wasn't it?
It's
That was
long.
how
Yeah,
long
yeah,
it
yeah. Probably. But that's
was.
because we went into different sections. We went into, that's the first one we did there, that one. But I went in and did the, what do you call it? The outros, which there are two of them. So I'm
Oh,
called, it's the
Yes.
outro technically, but it's there's a lot of going from the original song into the out chorus one, and then the second one, and then the ending. So it was just really was having the freedom to just do whatever and not be like, oh my gosh, you got to do a 3 minute single, and even then it's too long. Like, really,
Oh,
it's about
brother.
15 seconds now with
oh
everybody
my
features.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's in the
Hello.
bag.
Hi.
Hello. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this. My name is Genesis from the Philippines.
Hi. And hello
Oh
to
my.
all the Filipino
Oh,
Yes,
people
we are very
all
festive
over.
here. We
Yes, you
start listening
are.
to All I Want for Christmas in like September.
There you go. But it's not
Yeah.
time yet. Not yet.
yeah, let's
Yeah,
not
I
do
know.
that now. Let's not do that.
Yes, not yet. Hashtag not yet. We still
You're
have
so
many
funny.
months.
Mhm.
I grew up watching a lot of your music videos on YouTube and your live performances. I
Uh-huh.
was wondering if are we ever gonna get the Butterfly World Tour live at the Tokyo Dome in 4K quality?
Wow, I don't know. I mean, I would love that. I think we have to locate that footage if all of it even exists. I mean, that was such a pivotal. Like, everybody knows, I was going between like a former life to a new place, and so it wasn't like the record company was sitting there going, "Oh, film it. We want to pay for it. Yeah, let's film
Yes.
that." They weren't doing that. Nobody was trying to really just understand what I'm saying, what I was saying in "Honey, My All," any of it, or "Butterfly"
Yeah.
for that matter.
Yes. Okay, I only
So
have
I
a
hope
few
that somebody
seconds here.
has a video, and I would definitely help to make it
yes,
there, make it
Yes.
available
we
for
need
everybody.
Taipei. We need Brisbane. We need all those
Oh
Taipei was
places.
a
yes,
classic.
yes.
I lived for
Taipei was
Taipei.
festive.
I loved it. I had the best time, and my hair was curly, so it was all good when it rained.
Yes. We
Yes.
love Curly Raya moment.
Curly Rai Rai was invented that maybe
Yes.
then, maybe
Yeah.
then.
Thank you,
Okay, I'm
Genesis.
gonna
We're gonna
go
do
now.
another
Love and
one.
appreciate you, Mariah.
Love you much.
Does anyone have any other questions? I know I invited a few new speakers.
Hi, Queen. I have a question.
Hi, darling. Tell me. Yes.
Well, you've said before that when you were going through some trouble, Prince offered you a Bible and spoke with you for a few hours. And I'm wondering if you've offered that kind of mentorship to someone else, like we would be surprised to hear.
Wow. Wasn't expecting that question at all. Have I done that?
We know
Honestly,
that you've reached out to Brittany.
yeah, but I think I could have followed up a little bit better with that. I mean, I was just doing what I felt was the right thing. And there's no judgment in any of that. That's just me being, you know, giving, paying it forward, like you know, we all, everybody in this freaking industry, for the most part, particularly females, have been really screwed over. And I'm not going to get into that anymore. But in terms of Prince, yes, Prince gave me so much incredible advice in several different moments. One was when he gave me a Bible, and we spoke about, just spiritual moments, and don't want to get into it. May he rest in peace. But the thing is that, like, we also spent a lot of time talking about the crooked music industry in which we were both in. And he kind of made it his personal mission. I don't want to speak for him or anyone, but what I felt was that he was really like trying to change things for the better for everyone, for all artists, not just for himself. It was a selfless act of giving. And I loved him, and I still listen to him every day, and I make sure that Rock and Roll know how to know the records, like, from my favorite artist. The minute they hear the first, I'll be like, who's this, who's this, who's that? They know everything new and contemporary right now, but I make sure they know, like, all the goodies, my favorite treats of the records that I grew up listening to and loving.
I love that. Thanks, Queen.
Thank you so
Love you.
much. Love you.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Oh my gosh, this is insane to me. You are literally my favorite person on the planet. I I was actually born the year that Butterfly came out. So I mean, this album means
So
everything to
we're
me.
both celebrating the same birthday. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yes,
Even though
exactly.
it's an anniversary, but with you, I'll share it as a birthday.
Yes, yes. My birthday's in November, so I'm almost there.
Are
But
you a Sag or no?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's November 2nd, so I'm like a early Scorpio.
Right, right.
But yeah, I mean, I love you so much. I just appreciate your artistry so much, and like the fact that you just push your songwriting so much, like because I personally I love writing songs as well, and I just like you're just such a huge inspiration to me. Like I'm sorry, I don't really have a question. I just wanted to tell you that.
No, I really appreciate it. I do. And honestly, like, just taking a moment to look at the tributes that, I mean, really did have me very emotional today. And I think I know it's because I never felt any sort of unconditional love until I actually connected with true fans. And
Yes.
whether we want to say the Lamely, or however we want to define this, I think most people, particularly when I first, pre social media, blah, 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 before we were all born. And, like, it was just a thing where it, it sort of made me feel that I had people who actually cared about me, because the music was and I always say this, my saving grace. We all know it's a song as well, but I mean, like, that was everything. And so for people to acknowledge it and connect with me through it is what made my life and still makes my life. And I wish there were, I mean, look, I haven't done a performance in 3 years where I could see fans or do anything where I could meet fans or anything, but we know that it's a family. Like, for me, this validates my existence. Like, I'm not one for like being the hip artist, sing with everybody I meet, but when someone is an actual fan whose life has actually been changed, I just want them to know that them telling me that changes my life and makes my life a very much like a much better place to exist within.
Yeah, it's what you deserve. Like you are a legend and you will continue to inspire like the entire world. So, Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
and
you,
thank you for those
Kiara.
beautiful words. Thank you.
Romeo, do you want to talk?
Hi, Mariah.
Hi, Romeo.
Just want to say that we love you in the Dominican Republic. We
Yes.
learned how to speak English because of Mariah.
Come on.
I had two questions, if that's okay.
Sure. Just give me one at a time because I
Oh,
tend
oh, of course, of course.
to.
So, I don't know if you know, but there's a huge house music resurgence lately. And
Clearly.
of course, and we love the remixes, so we want to know if you're going to go back to that at any point.
Interesting for you to ask. I was planning on doing something with Global Citizen, but here's the thing, and I'm not going to get into that because we don't want to discuss set lists and potential things that may or may not happen. But I just, I was like, okay, we'll do this version and then go into the dance remix. But I don't want to look like I'm following, like a follower. Not, no offense to anyone following anybody. I don't mean it in a negative way. I just mean that people know that are familiar with me on a real level, catalog wise, that of course I've been doing that for years. I've been had skills with that, but
Exactly.
and that's why I love everything. But the new honey remix by David Morales, he took it musically. I live for. And I, like back then, like I said, I would just sing it over, rewrite it in terms of the melody, and then honestly, like, so we sang it over a different set of chords and stuff, and then to hear it reimagined like a 70s record, to me is crazy. I live for that. I live for it. And yeah, that's just the fun. That used to be the fun moments. I want more fun moments. Can we just be festive and like listen to Butterfly 25 minutes?
Yes.
Romeo, did you have one more quick question? Because we're going to do rapid fire and then wrap.
Oh, yes, 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 of course. Mariah, I know you love rap, and I know you love female rap. So, are there any female rappers we could see you working with? Maybe the City Girls? We know they love you.
Oh, do they? I
Yes,
love me
JT
some
loves
City
you. She's
Girls.
always tweeting Mariah lyrics.
Listen, that's it. Let you guys make that happen. Let's go. I just like the next project I'm doing. I'm not sure what the actual. I know what I'm doing thematically, but I'm debating whether I do an album before that because the thing that I'm working on is a passion project, and it needs to be exactly what it is. So last night, I literally last night, I started being like, maybe I should do my version of a contemporary album in addition to that. And so, yes, to your idea. And yeah, of course. I mean, we just did Big Energy Remix with Lotto, who was so sweet the other day to tweet about me. And so, I mean, like me, Lotto, DJ Khaled, that remix for me, like I love it. I love it so much because you know it's a remix, but let's face it, it's also clearly inspired by fantasy, and yay yay to it all.
Yay to Mariah impacting everybody everywhere.
Thank you,
No,
Romeo.
Always.
for real, yay to you, and thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You guys have no idea. I'm like sitting here, I woke up early, I went to bed late, I don't know what it is. Time is irrelevant, it doesn't exist. But
We
I'm
don't know
just
time.
we don't
And
know her at all. The time thing, I'm not clear on it. But
so
I'm
I
just
just got a message that we have to wrap soon.
did you get
So
that message? I'm shocked.
from
Who
Laron.
what? No, she would never. No, I'm only
No,
kidding.
she's a legend. I love her. But
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I kid. I joke. I laugh.
um
Yes, let's
so we're gonna
wrap
do
it up
rapid fire
whenever you want.
questions. So I'm just trying not to be cringe. Like I still can't believe I'm speaking to you. So just
You're
I
not
apologize.
cringe, and you could never be cringe.
I
And
fucking love you.
this moment can never be cringe because
Never.
guess what? That's Rocky's favorite fucking word. Every thing
Cringe?
that's cringe, sus, all of them. I'm like, all right, dude. You guys didn't make these words up. Okay.
Okay, so these are just gonna be some short questions, all right? Ready?
Yes. Hmm.
I was wondering, do you ever watch YouTube channels that analyze your voice performances like Mariah X Lamely or Mix and Match? Because a lot of us watch them.
Occasionally I do, yes. But
Awesome.
I honestly, can I tell you that I stopped really like there's a certain point in which you have to protect yourself, the
Right.
human, and detach from yourself, the public person, because it's very hurtful, like stuff. If you believe all the good and all the love and you accept and embrace it, which I do, then sometimes if you get into the weeds with all the other things and the people that are not fans, you have to believe that too. And it's very difficult because what happens is the negative stuff starts to outweigh the positive in your mind,
Right.
and that sucks, but
Well, you know
whatever.
that these are positive channels, right? Like they.
Oh, no, I do know
Oh, okay.
exactly what you mean, but in the moment, even going from a phone to a different phone to a thing, like it's I don't know how to explain it.
Right. No, a lot of us are like obsessed with watching. Like, oh, do you think she's gonna, hit a
G7,
uh,
whatever.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
BB6 tonight or an F belt in F5. So it's this like science, and it's very
Right,
entertaining for
which
us.
is the opposite of how I think, and that's I love it. Like to see it and look at those moments is pretty cool for me. Like
Yeah.
especially when I look at it and I love it. But as someone who doesn't read music and everything for me is like channeling, that's how I look at
Right.
it.
Okay.
So I don't know, particularly like when recording and writing and stuff, I'm not following any rules. And I think if I were a rule follower, I wouldn't have the songs that I have. Even All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
that's my next question. Is I always listen to your interviews. Obviously, you can tell I'm a real fan. You've
Mhm.
critiqued "All I Want for Christmas Is You" multiple times, but you've never really stated why. I was wondering, is there a
How did I critique it though? Can you
you,
can you tell me, Chris?
whenever you ask about it, you're like, oh, you're asked about it, you'll be like, oh, there's things I would change, or it's not my favorite vocal performance. And I'm always like, why doesn't a journalist ask her, what part or what timestamp so we can go back and see what she's talking about? I mean, we know you're a perfectionist, but I was always curious about which part of All I Want for Christmas Is You, diamond selling, most iconic song of all time, is flawed. Like, what part is flawed?
It's not that. You have to remember, like, when you do something that you're creating, and then people are like, everybody's involved, everybody's a freaking critic. Like at the time, who knew what this was going to become? I didn't. But there are certain things that I would have tried to get a little bit better. That's just me. That's just who I am. I am so thankful for that song. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Like I'm and by the way, it's not fake and it's not like, oh, let's capitalize on something. I recognize that that song is very commercial, but here's the thing. My love of Christmas is it dates back to my childhood when every Christmas was kind of ruined by certain people and how much I fought for it in my heart. Like, I will not let them take this from me. I will not let these negative ass people come into my world and ruin it. I don't care. Like,
Yes.
as
That's
much
why
as
everyone should
so
read the book.
read the book. I get criticized for mentioning the book in interviews, but it,
Whatever.
it is exactly. So my new thing, just so you guys know, is please refer to page 29. When there's a question that you don't know what the answer to, please refer to page 29.
Okay. And next question. Okay, you ready? Mount Rushmore of vocally challenging Mariah Carey songs, in your opinion.
Does anyone else have an opinion? Can I hear some other opinions?
Well, we want the best vocalists of all time. We want their opinion.
We want to know what you've asked. You're so funny. No, I mean in a good way, but I mean, what? Tell me, like,
What
in
do you
terms
think
of
are your most vocally challenging songs? Like sometimes I listen and I'm like, how does she do that? I showed my boyfriend and he's like, how does she do that? Songs like Fly Like a Bird, Subtle Invitation, Oh Holy Night, like songs like that. What do you think are like your hardest, most vocally challenging songs? I always wonder your point of view with that.
it honestly it depends on the day, and that sounds like a whatever, like I'm trying to what's it called,
Deflect.
pivot. I'm not. I'm not. It's honestly true. Like Candy Bling could be my hardest vocal on a specific day. It depends how much sleep you get. It depends how much actual vocal rest you get, and including these new live tracks, like like Butterfly from Letterman, I listened to that and I'm thankful for that moment and I remember it so clearly. And, that was a challenging one, specifically at that time, because it goes from the airiness, the breathiness to a belt. And,
Mm.
I was going through a lot during that moment. And that's why this moment of celebrating Butterfly 25 is so huge to me because I've made it through that moment. But
Yeah.
you know what, you guys? I love and appreciate the Lamely so much for always having my back because this industry sucks and it is really hard to have longevity. And so good luck to everybody that's starting now because I don't know how to explain it, but I've lived through several incarnations of this industry. And the funny thing is it's like it doesn't change. They just find a new way to screw the artist over and it sucks. But we love it. But we love everybody.
We love it. We
Yay,
love
us.
you. We love the success that you've been able to achieve and the obstacles you've been able to overcome, and all of the people who have struggled that your music has helped them so much. I try not to make it too deep because I know LaRon wanted a celebratory moment, but when I'm
It is
talking to someone
celebratory. I
who's
love you,
helped me,
LaRon.
when I'm talking to someone who's helped me so much, it's like hard not to like say these certain things to you because you're just such an inspiration. You've helped me so much in my life, and I know a lot of people feel the same. So I just want to thank you so much for taking this time to answer these questions and to talk to me. You really are just such an amazing person.
No, I have to thank you, Ryan, for doing this. And I know it was super last minute. I just couldn't go back to sleep without sharing my feelings with you guys. And it's just it's hard to not go to an emotional place because it's real for me. And I don't know another person or artist or whatever that has the whatever. We love the Lamely, and we know this. We already know they can't come close. We already
Unparalleled.
know it. I live for you guys. You make my life worth living. Can I say that, please? Can I just let you all, whoever has ever um, participated in a tribute or a moment or any of these things, you have to know that I'm here and I love you and I'm so thankful.
Yes, thank you so much. And just the last thing is the homework that I promised you.
I never did homework at school.
I
My girl,
know
my
they called you
homework now.
Mirage. They
Don't
called you
call it
Mirage.
homework. Just be like, hey, you want to do this?
No,
Because when
no,
people tell me to do something, technically, I tend to do the opposite.
I know. Well, then definitely do not find the footage of all the tours, and definitely don't release Weakness of the Body, Skydiving, There for Me, all those
Oh, Lord
tracks.
knows. Weakness of the Body was a demo. I was a paid demo singer for that, whatever. And I'm not shading anyone. And we live for Make It Look Good. And we know we're not speaking again after this for a little while because I have to like rest my voice. But listen,
Yes,
I am totally staying positive.
yes.
And I want everybody to know who's listening out there, if they truly love me, they understand that I'm not a one-dimensional person. And this is emotional for me to talk to the lambs, the lamely, my actual family is what I consider anyone on this call. So thank you. And I love you. I live for you.
Thank you, Mariah.
And it's all I live for, all I have. NTT.
Yes, and I'll be at Global Citizens Festival. I hope I see you there. I'll be covering the event for BuzzFeed. So I hope I see you there.
Yes.
I'll be singing along to every word.
I love you more. And please do sing along with me. I wish we were doing Make It Look Good, but I think that's for another moment. And we're going to make that moment. We're going to make that a moment. So
I will never forget this experience. Thank you so much, Mariah.
thank you so much, Ryan. I love to everybody on this call, and it the love never stops. It just gets bigger from me to you, and
Yes,
the appreciation as well. So
thank you.
please, everybody, know that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're being festive. We're being
Yes,
festive. It is the super festive moment
yes.
of Butterfly 25 minutes slash you. All right.
And don't forget your homework.
I will be so all about homework. I live for that concept.
All right. Thank you, Mariah. Thank you,
Right.
Lamely. I tried
Thank
to do the
you.
best and ask the
You
best
did
questions.
amazing. Thank you, Ryan. Love
Thank
you.
you.
Love you
Love
too,
you.
everybody. Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.